Since 1937, the NYS Agricultural Society has recognized farm families who have successfully operated their businesses for 100 years or more on the same property. These operations have been critically tested through the years and serve as a treasured ideal for New York's 33,000 farm families. In 2023, we have 6 honorees, including 2 Tricentennial farms, representing multiple regions of New York State. Located in southeastern New York, our first-century farm honoree is Wonderland Farm, located in the town of Rhinebeck. This property was originally deeded in 1751, and the house and barn date back to the 1790s. John G. Labotsky Sr. purchased the farm, including 156 acres, in 1921. In addition to a small dairy and vegetable operation, he shipped flowers into New York City. In the early 1960s, John G. Labotsky Jr. assumed ownership. He concentrated on producing high-quality sweet corn for the Grand Union supermarket chain. Stephen Labotsky took over the farm in 1998. Stephen continued to grow row crops and launched a Christmas tree operation that still exists today. Stephen and his wife Patty manage the farm day to day, but their 2 sons and now grandchildren are active planting and selling trees during the holiday season. The family was successful in receiving grant dollars through Governor George Pataki's Barn Grant Program to restore their historic site. Also located in Dutchess County, our second honoree is Kemmerer Farm. Otto and Anna Kremerer purchased the 141 acres in Stanfordville, New York in 1921. Known for its majestic views of the Catskill Mountains, the farm was a small dairy operation until the 1950s when it transitioned to poultry. The farm's eggs were delivered to the greater New York City area. Tainted feed and subsequent loss of the flock forced the farm to transition. Son Fred began a custom farming enterprise. Otto purchased a school bus to transport students for the local school district until the school centralized and bought their own buses. Brothers Fred and John G. Kemmerer also raised and sold dairy heifers. Multiple farm expansions took place in the 1970s. It was the third generation, John M. Kemmerer, who continued the heifer enterprise until 1986. While working at IBM, John continued to grow and sell horse hay. At his retirement, he opened a farm supply store on site, which he operated for 10 years. He continues to lead farm operations today, which includes custom farming, as well as the sale of firewood, hay, beef, pork, poultry, and the leasing of campsites. All 5 Kemmerer children are involved with farm management. Across the Hudson River to Delaware County, our third honoree is Mormon Hollow Farm. In the fall of 1921, John and Linda Young traveled 30 miles west in horse and wagon to bring their growing family from Gregorytown to Masonville, New York, to establish their new farm. In the early 1930s, a neighboring farm was purchased for the purpose of harvesting logs for railroad ties. In addition to dairying, the farm raised hogs, sheep, and rabbits. The original dairy barn burned in the early 1930s and was rebuilt 3 times. When World War II erupted, second-generation son Edwin stayed behind while the third-generation Everett and Thornton shipped off with the U.S. Army. It was Everett and his wife Elaine who began the farm's registered Holstein herd with a prize-winning All-American Junior calf. The herd carried the Mormon Hollow Farm prefix and was dispersed in 1976. Everett's daughter Jerry, son-in-law Ed, and their 3 young sons added an Angus beef herd in 1985. Timber continues to be responsibly harvested for additional building projects and firewood. Ed and Jerry's son, Neil, and his wife, Jody, have moved to the farm to assist with operations. Continuing west, Becker Ridge Farm is located in the town of Bern in Schoharie County. Much of the southern portion of the county lies within the Catskill Mountains. In contrast to the north, the country is predominantly small hills and valleys. Becker Ridge stretches over multiple hillsides and has grown from 62 acres to 435 acres in 100 years. Over 50% of the property is woodlands, and Switskill Creek meanders around and through parts of the farm. Omer Becker is the family's patriarch and first dairyman. Nearly 50 years later, Omer's son Mayer took over ownership, with 50% subsequently passing to his son Jay in 2000. There are 2 stocked fish ponds on the site. Becker Ridge Farm has produced dairy staples including corn, dry hay, haylage, and oats. Today, hay is used for their own 56 beef cows, feeder steers, calves, bulls, a small group of bantams, and 10 horses. Oats serve as a nurse crop for hay seedlings, and winter rye produces straw for sale. Mayer was one of the first in the area to embrace the use of a manure pit for storage, as well as using feed bunkers for storing haylage and corn silage for dairying. Future farm plans include more crop diversification to increase sales, improve soil health, and reduce erosion. Driving 260 miles to the west, our fifth honoree is George Farm, located in Wyoming County. In 1870, Frank and Mary Koss purchased the farm located in Strikersville, western Wyoming County. For 5 generations, the family has produced maple syrup. A dairy operation ran continuously until 1996, when Frank's great-grandson, John George, transitioned to raising dairy replacements with his son, Phil. Phil and Julie George, the present owners, introduced beef into their herd in 2019 and continue grazing with the help of their 3 children. In addition to raising cattle, the family grows corn, hay, and small grains for feed. Using over 2,700 taps and an underground vacuum system to deliver maple sap to their sugar shanty, the George family produces maple syrup, cream, candies, and maple granules. They are for sale year-round at their home farm located on Route 77. Our last 2 farms have the distinction of being Tricentennial farms in 2023. They are located in Montgomery County and are roughly 3 miles apart. On October 19, 1723, William Nellis, along with 26 others in the Palatine settlement, procured patent on 12,000 acres of land lying in the present township of Palatine. The grant was extended by New York's Governor Hunter as a reward for military service and for their loyalty to the government. William Nellis secured 2 lots. A 50-acre tract is still part of the farm today. The farmstead and family home are situated almost in the center of this parcel. The yoke from the last pair of oxen used on the farm is proudly displayed. Nellis Farm is currently owned by John and Christine Nellis, the 9th generation, and managed by Aaron and Brittany Nellis, the 10th generation. The farm consists of 122 tillable acres and 85 acres of woodlands. An additional 250 acres is rented to grow corn, silage, haylage, and baleage for the dairy. When Aaron and Brittany returned from college, the business was split into 2 separate enterprises. The registered cattle remained with Nellis Acres, and the milk market moved to 1723 Farm, LLC. Our second Tricentennial farm is Dygert Farm. In 1723, Queen Mary II of England deeded 50 acres to Warner Dygert and his family. The original house and several dairy barns still stand on this property, which has a spectacular view of the Mohawk Valley. Dygert Farms has been a dairy since its inception. Over the years, the farm has suffered 4 barn fires, transitioned from milk cans to a milking parlor, and converted from a tie stall barn to a free stall. The 11th generation, Robbie and Shannon Dygert, returned to the operation in 2009 when the farm was milking 50 cows. In 2019, the family built a creamery, where they bottle approximately 3,000 pounds of milk. Products produced include award-winning whole, reduced, and skim milks, mocha cold brew, half and half, and eggnog. Goods are delivered to homes and stores throughout the capital region. The processing plant was launched to ensure that the 12th generation of the Dygert family could continue the farm legacy. Today, the farm milks 230 cows and consists of 450 tillable and 75 non-tillable acres. Congratulations to our farm families for your stewardship and industry contributions. And thank you to our award sponsor, Farm Credit East.
Welcome to the Century Farm Award presentation. It's an honor to be here. These farms have withstood the test of time and have reached some pretty amazing milestones. So as I call out each farm, I'll just come right on up. We'll present the award and we'll get through it. So we're going to start out with Wonderland Farms. Steve Lebowski, one of the owners, was unable to attend, and so we'll be sure to get his proclamation to him. Kemmerer Farms. Next is Mormon Hollow. They could not attend today. Ed and Jerry Brayman promised their dad they would apply for the award when he passed away some years ago. Sadly, Ed recently passed away, so the family has quite a bit on their plate. So we're going to be sure to get their proclamation to them. Becker Ridge. George Farm. So our two remaining farms have reached an amazing milestone, 300 years. Absolutely incredible. So I'd like to invite up Nellis, 1723 Farm. And Digers, come on up. Congratulations to all of our winners.